This commercial was paid by the National Sleep Society.
The best part of waking up is going back to bed.
Our new camera there. And oopsie, this one's kind of.
Have you noticed that when I smile, my eyes get real Asian? Look at that.
I don't know.
Asian eyes.
That's me.
Guys, thank you for watching another episode of Goodnight Sleepyhead. See you later. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for tuning in again for a new episode of Goodnight Sleepyhead.
Goodnight, Sleepyhead.
And I'm Jason. This is Steven.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about Steven's dream. I don't know. What's it about? Did you title this dream?
Yes, I did.
Ooh, what is it?
This dream is titled Uncle Vernon and John Lennon.
Ooh. You mean like the John Lennon? The John Lennon? The John Lennon?
The John Lennon.
From the Beatles?
Yes, from the Beatles.
Wow.
He's the only John Lennon that I'm aware of.
Wow, cool. Well, there might be somebody else out there
Well,
named John Lennon.
But they don't count.
If you are John Lennon, comment down below.
Yes, please.
Not the John Lennon, because we know what happened there.
That's sad
and
thing.
no relation. My last name's Chapman. There's no relation between me and Mark Chapman. Just to get that clear.
There better not be.
You gonna leave?
I'm done.
I was having so much fun. All right, so what we're gonna do? This is episode what?
Let's see. I believe this is 003. Is that right?
Yeah. So, yeah. So we're gonna go back to episode 2, and we're gonna read the comments. I appreciate everybody that's subbed. I can't believe how many people subbed already, just from 1 week. This has only been a week since we did those 3.
That was pretty cool. Thank you for that, folks.
Thank you. And so here we go. On the last episode, the Elvis dream that I had, Mad Wamba commented, "Thank you for watching." Sean Henry, "Thank you for watching." And then somebody named Travis Chapman, no relation. I'm just kidding. Thank you for watching.
Who's he?
Who's he? Sound like some kind of song. Who's he? Okay. And then, and Christopher Sneed. Dun, dun, dun. You'll see him in a future episode of Goodnight Sleepyhead. Anyway, okay. Enough rambling here. But I want to do a special shout out to, what do we call PCB Lightning?
PCB Lightning.
PCB Lightning had a great Elvis story for you guys. So Steven's going to read it. It's not too long. I just want to read this story online.
Okay.
And it happened in 1977. So go ahead, Steven. Take it away.
From PCB Lightning. This video got me thinking about how I was at Graceland on New Year's Eve 1977. I was 5 and wandered up to the house while my parents were looking at the memorial. I saw a man who looked like Elvis in the doorway and went back to tell my parents. Years later, my mom told me that a picture was taken that day and people thought it was Elvis. After seeing your video, I decided to look it up. I thought that the photographer saw Elvis and decided to take a picture of him, but he actually spotted Elvis later after the photos were developed.
That's amazing.
Yeah. All this time, people have been talking about what they perceive in a 5x7. Meanwhile, I saw the man in the doorway up close. And I believe he goes on to continue down here.
He wrote back later.
He says, "Okay, I pieced more of the events together. I remembered telling my parents about the guy, and my dad went a little in that direction and looked at the window. He said he didn't see anything, and I told him further down and pointed at the door. My dad dropped the subject after that. I asked my mother what that was about, and she said that Dad tried to make it to the front door earlier and security had already talked to him." So,
I didn't read that part.
yeah, it's kind of spooky.
Wow.
I don't think that's funny to anyone else, but it makes me chuckle.
I chuckled. Now, hee hee. That's a very interesting story,
Yeah,
and
very much so.
there is a video on YouTube.
Pardon me.
It was from the '77 CBS special, and there's a Vernon, right? His name, Elvis.
Yes, Vernon Presley.
He's talking to. He's doing the actual interview, telling to the fans, "Thank you for writing letters and stuff like that, and it's been hard, and we'll try to get back to y'all to you." But if you look in the window, at a certain point, there's a guy that walks by that looks like Elvis. So that kind of reminds me of this story.
Is that so? Is that on? Did you say that was on YouTube?
It's on the YouTube. Yeah.
It's on the YouTube.
The YouTube.
The
So,
YouTube.
I'll show it
wanna
to you later.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That's cool.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe in between the next episode.
Sure.
But all right. So thank you. If you have any cool stories or want to interpret our dreams, which no one did last time, but
We're holding out for one, though.
I want to know what those mean. But anyway, so just comment down below, and we'll do shout outs every week, every time we do an episode. So we will go to Steven's dream, which is about John Lennon.
And my Uncle Vernon Burge.
Okay, go ahead, Steven.
Okay, September 8th, 2014.
That's when you had the dream?
That was when I had the dream.
Okay.
That was last year, by the way. I was actually... I was at home. I was sick, and I stayed home for 2 days. And it's weird. When you're sick, I think sometimes you have more far-out dreams. This one was really strange. My Uncle Vernon and Aunt Nellie lived in Carmen, Oklahoma for many years, from the 70s up until her death in 1994. And in this dream, they had come up to Enid to visit us. Well, at the time, my Uncle Vernon was 94 years old.
Wow, that's good. Age.
Yes, this was in 2004.
Good for him.
However, Uncle Vernon died in 2000.
Oh.
He was 90 years old.
Oh, in your
So-
I get it.
So in my dream, yes, this is all in the dream.
That's why
Yeah.
the show's called Goodnight Sleepyhead.
Exactly. He had come from Carmen to visit us.
Well, 90's still good too.
Yeah, he lived a good long life. We'll get into the. We can save that for another time.
Okay.
But anyhow, my Aunt Nellie looked as though she was about in her late 70s, but in the dream she was 93. Now she died in 1994,
Wow.
so she was about about 83, 82.
So they were coming
So-
to visit you,
Yes, they were coming to visit.
but they are already passed.
Yes, they had
Wow.
already passed away, but they had come back to life in this dream. Well, anyhow, my Uncle Vernon's grandson had come over from Liverpool, England to visit him. He hadn't seen him for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And he was coming to the States. He wanted to pay a visit to his grandfather. His grandson was named John Lennon.
The John Lennon.
The John Lennon.
But this is just a dream, though.
This is just in the dream. Yes.
That's so weird.
Yes, it's very weird. And here's the thing. There was a 30-year age difference between my Uncle Vernon and John Lennon.
So that can't be.
There's absolutely no way that he could have been his grandfather. Father, yes, but grandfather, no.
Unless they have him early over there.
Well, that's possible.
I don't
That's
think
possible.
it's true, though.
Yes. I don't think so. But anyhow, in the dream, John Lennon was dressed in all of the sort of hippie garb that he wore after he broke up with the Beatles. You know, like the kind of
the Yoko Ono type.
Yeah,
era.
the Yoko era for sure. Yeah. But anyhow, he came over to the States to visit Uncle Vernon, and it gets really strange. In my backyard, we have a storage building, and the storage building sits right behind my garage. Well, not right behind, but it's a few feet behind the garage. It's west of the garage. Well, in the dream, that storage building had been moved over into my mother and father's backyard.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. And Uncle Vernon, my dad was showing Uncle Vernon he was just showing him the building. And there was...
That's what parents do with grandparents.
That's what parents do. But anyhow, there were 4 steps that went up into this building, 4 wooden steps. And I have to say, folks, that in reality, there are no steps. We have 2 cinder blocks, and there's the landing. So this just gives you an idea of how distorted everything can be in dreams. This dream is a good example of that.
Really?
Yeah. But now here's the second part of the dream. I had a job working at a grocery store.
You don't work at a grocery store?
I'd never have worked at a grocery
No.
store. We used to have a chain of stores here in Enid called the Boys Supermarket. And there were 4 of them, and the one that was closest to where I live was over on South Van Buren.
81.
Yeah, that was Boys South, as we used to call it.
Yes,
and in
that's
the
true.
dream, I worked there. I didn't like this job, though. I
don't think I would like to
I
work
didn't
at
like it
Boys.
at all. All I did was
Don't comment if you like to work at Boys.
Yeah. All I did was sack groceries, and I hated it. And one day there was a whole bunch of people that came in, and they said, "We might need you to run the cash register." And yeah, and I didn't run a cash register, never have. And I went to the break room while all these customers came in, and I just left. I just left. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Now, okay. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, this dream's pretty boring. Well, it's gonna get.
I find it amusing.
It's gonna get more interesting here. I promise you. While I'm in the break room, I keep getting these text messages from a cousin of mine, a young Japanese boy named Kevin.
You don't have a cousin named Kevin.
I don't have a cousin named Kevin.
But that's funny.
Yeah.
You're not Japanese.
I'm not Japanese either. But Kevin was like maybe 10, 11, 12 years old.
11-year-olds don't know how to text.
I
wait,
know.
no, that's not right.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry.
Yeah, that may be wrong. But anyhow, he keeps sending me texts of he loves Super Mario Brothers, and I'm getting all these texts, pictures of Mario and Luigi and
This is a pretty detailed dream.
King Koopa, yeah, and he was obsessed with dragons, and he kept sending me these texts of pictures of like manga dragons, that kind of Japanese
What was the name?
comic
of
art. Huh? His name was Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin was his name, and he would send me all these text messages all the time, and I would never answer him back. I just ignore his text. But I think, here's what I'm thinking. Kevin was kind of a offshoot of Sean Lennon.
Oh.
Because the night before I had this dream, I watched the great David Walper documentary, Imagine John Lennon, from 1988.
This is probably why you dreamed all that.
I think so.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyhow, this kid named Kevin, he looked a lot like Sean Lennon. And he was kind of annoying, and I didn't really
like Sean.
I didn't really like him.
I'm just kidding, Sean.
But
I don't know you, but I'm just kidding.
But anyhow, back to the grocery store. All these customers come in, I just leave. I don't even try to help. I just walk out.
Worst worker in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
In your dream.
Exactly. And the front entrance to the boys' market faced the east. So I walk out the front entrance, and then I go
Man,
back.
it's so bold. Just
I
walk
know.
right on in.
I know.
The front door.
And they don't even see me.
They don't appreciate it.
I know. But I go back. I walk around to the north side of the building, and back west there is a tall field of it's a wheat field, real tall grass, and there's like a gravel factory that's back there.
Not in real life, though.
No.
No, that's weird.
And
different dimension. Right?
Yeah, because this is kind of almost in the area where you lived as a boy.
Yes, I did live as a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived as a boy too, but not in that area.
Oh.
But anyhow, I go back. There's this wheat field, and several blocks west of that, there is this famous gas station that is known for playing rock and roll music,
But not in real life.
and not in real life.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and people come from miles and miles around just to go to this gas station and listen to the rock and roll music. They don't get gas or anything. They just go there to listen to this rock and roll music. And I don't go to the gas station. I just stand where I'm at, and I just listen for a little while, the music. Now, what was playing,
Yeah, what was the plan?
I don't know. But it was rock and roll music. That's all that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, anyhow, after that, I walk home. My house is not very far from there. Few blocks. And when I get there, Uncle Vernon has to leave. He's ready to go home.
Wow.
And John Lennon has come to visit him. Yeah.
At your house.
His grandson, yes.
Ooh.
And he gets ready to leave. He has to go back to this radio station by the boys' market where I just quit from to do an interview. And there is a picture of Uncle Vernon and John Lennon in the window. It's a picture of John Lennon as a boy with a guitar, and it says on there, John Lennon got his rock and roll roots from his grandfather, Vernon Burge.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Well, so anyways, I'm back home, and all of a sudden, Aunt Nellie gets in the car, and she just leaves Uncle Vernon. She goes back to Carmen, just leaves him at the house.
How rude.
She didn't take him home or nothing.
That's rude.
She just leaves, and Uncle Vernon's wearing this kind of tan colored, kind of like an overcoat, and he's got on a red and black checkered shirt. He's got on black dress pants and dress shoes, which is kind of how Uncle Vernon dressed. So, all right. Well, anyhow, Uncle Vernon, he's getting ready to leave, but all of a sudden, he collapses.
In your house?
Outside in the backyard.
Ew.
He's out in the backyard. Remember, it gets a little confusing, but remember, he was in the backyard. We were showing him our storage building.
Yeah.
And this was in the summertime, and it was terribly, terribly hot, like it gets here in Enid. And it was like he had a heat stroke, and he went down. He went down on his knees.
No.
He collapsed, and
That's not a good dream.
I know he didn't say anything, but he was conscious. But we asked him, Uncle Vernon, you okay? And he did not say anything. Now, right after this, there were 2 Secret Service agents that were standing in the backyard.
So Secret Service agents came to your Kennedy dream, and now into your
Before I had the Kennedy dream.
Oh, this is before.
Yes,
Gotcha.
this was long before the Kennedy dream.
Gotcha.
So, anyway, there's these 2 Secret Service agents there, and I go up to them and I say, I don't know what your names are, but we need help. I need you to go get help. And they run off to go get help, and we don't see them again. Then my Aunt Betty was there, and my Aunt Betty, she passed away in 2002. So this was the 3rd person, technically a 4th person in this dream who was no longer with us.
Wow.
Counting my Uncle Vernon, Aunt Nellie, and John Lennon.
But don't forget John Lennon.
Yeah. But anyways, I tell my Aunt Betty, I say, go to the garage, get Mom and Dad. My garage is right next to where the storage building was in the dream. And I said, we need help. I need you to go get Mom and Dad. Well, instead of running in there and getting help and being quick about it, she goes up to the garage door and he just knocks on the door. And I finally say, Betty, we've got to get help. Get Mom and Dad. Well, she goes and gets help. And then we come back out there. Uncle Vernon's gone.
Whole body.
He's not there.
Oh, wow.
Because he went inside the house. He walked inside the house.
After passing out?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was in the house, and I said, Uncle Vernon. He was in there putting his coat on. I said, Uncle Vernon, you scared me. Are you okay? And he said he was okay.
That's it?
That's it.
It just ends like that?
Yeah.
You just punched me in the face with your dream, man. All right.
That's it.
Just like that.
Just like that.
All right. Hold on a second. Let me think about this.
We'll never know how he got home because remember, Aunt Nellie just left him.
Yep. So, if you guys think you know what that dream means, comment down below.
It may mean that I am just totally out of my mind.
Maybe. So just rate, comment, and subscribe. We'll read your comments, and you don't have to put what you think it is. Just write great video. Just share the video too. That'd be great.
Yeah, we just want to hear from you. So
please, we have no friends. We're like,
we need
right,
please, we need friends.
All right, guys. So stay tuned for next week. I will be telling my death dream. Amen. Wait, that's not.
Oh, sorry.
Down, down. I say